hitched to the fading star of a disposable periodical. And of course, the elephant in the room was the English. In its early days, US copyright law was non-existent and didn't recognize anyone else's. Publishers were free to take the talents of Dickens, Trollope, and anyone else and freely print it without permission or coin. Competing against that gave you a decided disadvantage. Within these stories, you will also find very occasional examples of historical prejudice. A few words here and there which in today's world some may find inappropriate or even offensive. It is not our intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but to show that the world, in order to change, must reconcile itself to the actual truth, rather than put it out of sight. Context is everything, both to understand and to illuminate the path forward. The author's words are set. Our reaction to them encourages our change. Within this melting pot of styles, genres and wordplay, one fact stands out. The American short story literary tradition has a strong, vibrant, and almost inclusive history, if you know where to look, which is here.
Speed by Sinclair Lewis. At 2 a.m. on Main Street of a Nebraska prairie town that ought to have been asleep since 10, a crowd was packed under a lone arc light, chattering, laughing, and every moment peering down the dim street to westward. Out in the road were 2 new automobile tires and cans of gasoline, oil, water. The hose of a pressure air pump stretched across the cement sidewalk, and beside it was an air gauge in a new chamois case. Across the street a restaurant was glaring with unshaded electric lights, and a fluffy-haired, pert-nosed girl alternately ran to the window and returned to look after the food she was keeping warm. The president of the local motor club, who was also owner of the chief garage, kept stuttering to a young man in brown union overalls. "Now be all ready. For land's sake, be ready. Remember, gotta change those casings in 3 minutes." They were awaiting a romantic event. The smashing of the cross-continent road record by a Mallard car driven by J.T. Buffum. Everyone there had seen pictures of Buffum in the sporting and automobile pages of the Lincoln and Kansas City papers. Everyone knew that face, square, impassive, heavy-cheeked, kindly, with the unsmoked cigar between firm teeth and the almost boyish bang over a fine forehead. 2 days ago he had been in San Francisco, between the smeared gold of Chinese dens and the tumult of the Pacific. 2 days from now he would be in distant New York. Miles away on the level prairie road, a piercing jab of light grew swiftly into 2 lights, while a distant drum roll turned into the burring roar of a huge, unmuffled engine. The devouring thing burst into town, came fulminating down on them, stopped with a clashing jerk. The crowd saw the leather-hooded man at the mighty steering wheel nod to them, grinning, human, companionable. The great Buffum. "Hooray! Hooray!" came the cries, and the silence changed to weaving gossip. Already the garage youngster, with his boss and 3 men from another garage, was yanking off 2 worn casings, filling the gas tank, the oil well, the radiator. Buffum stiffly crawled from the car, stretched his shoulders, his mighty arms and legs in a leonine yawn. "Jump out, Roy. Eats here," he muttered to the man in the passenger seat. This man the spectators did not heed. He was merely Buffum's mechanic and relay driver, a poor thing who had never in his life driven faster than 90 miles an hour. The garage owner hustled Buffum across to the lunchroom. The moment the car had stormed into town, the pretty waitress, jumping up and down with impatience, had snatched the chicken from the warming oven, poured out the real coffee, proudly added real cream. The lunch and the changing of casings took 3¼ minutes. The clatter of the motor smote the quiet houses and was gone. The town became drab and dull. The crowd yawned and fumbled.